Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. Alright, plenty of update happened this week in Brown Dust 2, so I'll have plenty of guides, plenty of video. But first things first, Michaela just came in, right? So let's talk about her. I did pulls and I got her up to +1. So is she worth your hard-earned tickets or hard-earned diamonds in this case, right? So let's talk more detail about her. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of testing as well. I am very curious and interested in her because she's going to be a very unique character right now. Alright, so she's going to be one of the few, as you can see, magic damage dealer for light type that is right now, for the time being, it's going to be unique to her and Angelica. Alright, if you don't have Angelica build, Michaela is probably going to be one of the few better character. Now the truth is, if you're looking for a light type damage dealer, she is going to hit in this straight line and she's a skip as well. One thing downside of using her skill is she takes her own HP away. Alright, 80% of her current HP will be consumed to increase her magic attack by 200% for 2 turns. And then she also deals 240% magic attack. So this is at +0 and +1 is going to be 240%. So all it does is change this particular one, right? So one good thing about her is, if you notice, right, she has the ability to her skill. Let me show you my potential liberation. If you potential liberation all the way maximum, even this particular one, she basically can spam this skill every turn. You can see the cooldown time right here is 1 turn. Granted, if you have the SP, right? But for 4 SP, let's compare her with a few other characters to get a better idea. You know, I'm going to jump into the tower and then we're going to do a fair comparison so that you guys get a better idea as well. So one very fair example, or one particular character that I like to compare with, is going to be Dalvi. Now why Dalvi in particular? Because she's the most recent free character and a lot of players obtain her at +5. So right here you can see somewhat we're gonna do the testing. Let me bring Michaela in. So I'm gonna try to get the 100% crit rate on everyone. So we're gonna need to use a Red Riding Hood row. So Helena in this case provides a 50% crit rate. And then we go with Red Riding Hood row, another 50% crit rate. And then what's the name? Rafita right here is going to give us 110% crit damage. And then I'm going to test with that scenario, alright? So let's first put Dalvi here. Alright, I'm going to test with both different Dalvi's costume. So this enemy is quite tanky, so I shouldn't be able to one-shot them. If you choose like a squishy enemy, you might one-shot them and not be able to perform the damage, right? Okay, make sure my Rafita is positioned there. So we are going to go to the right. Alright, hopefully we hit these 2 enemies. So without further ado, let's go. The first one, I'm just gonna get that up. So I'm gonna put it to ×1 so you guys can see for yourself. Okay, the focus is on Dalvi. Alright, gonna get it up to 100%. So 100% crit rate right now, you can see. Ooh, okay. So that is going to be our damage. Alright, Dalvi, Bright Moon. So this is going to be this variant of costume. So I am going to screenshot this so we get a reference point after this. So this is how much we get right here. Very cool. Okay, so the next one, I am curious which one actually does more damage. Is it this particular Dalvi costume or is it the other one, right? So this is the Bright Moon Dalvi. So let's compare with this particular one. This is the free one. Alright. So this one should do more. If we go all the way. And then you can see right here. Whew, okay, again 132. Surprisingly. Wait, if the DOT didn't tick yet? Maybe the DOT didn't tick yet. Okay, so I want to wait for the DOT to tick. Okay, so you can see the DOT tick. So now we're going to compare the damage, alright? So, believe it or not, Summer Vacation Dalvi, this one did a little bit more after the DOT, right? But if you don't count the DOT, then it's about the same. And then I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to place them side by side so you guys get a better comparison. Now this one is 188,000. This is 184,000. Now again, you know, don't look at this number right here. We just look at the damage, right? So we get a better idea. Alright, so hopefully you guys are able to observe that. Now, this one everybody has this at +5. Now this particular one, I have it at +3. So let's compare to Michaela's costume. So hopefully, this is where it gets very interesting. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to put Michaela right here. Oops. Put Michaela right there. I'm going to ignore Dalvi. Okay. So as per usual, I want to make sure that Michaela has 100% crit rate. Look at this. Whew. Alright, you guys saw that damage? 185,000. Now that is, I would say that is pretty impressive, alright? So this is somewhat in line with what I would expect from Michaela's overall total power. Alright, so the truth is, unfortunately, I understand that she does have the bonus, alright, in terms of the light damage bonus, but this is going to be very, very comparable. I'm just gonna drag her here so you guys can see we are comparing them like amongst each other, right? So right now, Dalvi versus Michaela. So Michaela, believe it or not, since both of them, all of these are fair comparison, because this one hit 2 enemies, this one hit 2 enemies, this one hit 2 enemies. And in case you guys are wondering, the enemy, right, in this stage, I don't think I mentioned that, but the enemy in this stage is going to be wind type. Alright, so you can see this particular, all the enemies here are wind type. So the one that I'm attacking is this guy. Wait, which one is it? Yeah, this one and this one. Yeah, these two. So you can see right here, right, is wind type. This is the enemy. So you can see this is the element as well. So Dalvi is also a wind type, so there's no elemental, there's no like damage bonus. Same goes for Michaela, which is light type. Light type is good against dark, so none of us get the bonus damage. So let's back out a little bit in context and have a look at this one, right? So how strong is Michaela right now? If we look at the damage that we have so far, right? This is like as good as it gets. All crit, 185,000. The fact that she is doing on par with a swimsuit Dalvi after the DOT shows that she has a lot of potential. She actually has a lot of potential. Now, right now, there is the light season going on. Light damage is increased by 50%. I am aware of that. I understand that's going to be a thing that people are going to like mention in the comment section. However, also keep in mind my Michaela is not +5 like Dalvi, right? My Michaela is +1. Right, literally +1. +1 or +0 is actually the same, right? +1 and +0 is basically just SP reduction, right? As you guys can see, I tried to get more, but man, I'm broke for now. So there's no damage increase, although I do max the potential liberation. So if this goes all the way to +5, I can see like the insane potential damage from this particular character right here, which is, yeah, it's just straight up bonkers. And also, one thing that you can notice right here, right? Let me also show my gears, my stats, okay? So right now, the gears are somewhat similar. I try to make it like somewhat similar-ish. The one we're going to focus on is the attack and the crit damage. So you can see Michaela has 1.5k, almost 1.6, right? Let's sum it up to 1.6. 1.6k attack, magic attack, 650% crit damage. So Dalvi has 1.7k magic attack, 600, almost 615% crit damage. So crit damage is very, very similar. But magic attack Dalvi has way more. Now, the equipments are quite similar actually. Now, the reason why Dalvi has way more magic attack and my Michaela has more crit damage is not because my gears are way different. It's because the base stats. Alright, if you look at here, Michaela has 330 magic attack, but she has high crit damage. Her base crit damage is one of the highest, which is 100%. Alright. Dalvi, on the other hand, she has 352 magic attack versus 330 on Michaela, but she has a little bit less crit damage, right? So actually, my gears are quite equal in terms of the stats, but it's just their base stats are a bit different, right? 330, 100%, and then you can see right here, 352, 75%. So therefore, you can see a little bit of discrepancy right there. So again, super fair. So now I'm going to show you guys a little bit of comparison. Again, Dalvi, you can see right here, max everything. Alright, max potential liberation. Same goes for this costume. This costume is +3 though. Alright. And I'm quite surprised this costume can do almost on par with other one, and there's some here that I didn't max. Oh, actually I have not get any of this one as well. SP consumption reduction. That is going to be very, very interesting. I want to consider, yeah, powering up this particular version as well. So I think that one is going to be for that. Now let's compare with Angelica, because I think this is also something that we can all admit that it's going to be something that's kind of, in a way, similar as well, because they are both light damage dealer. So let's compare Angelica, the swimsuit variant. Again, just want to show you guys swimsuit variant for Angelica. My costume right here, right? Max potential liberation, she's also +5. I'm gonna see if I can showcase that and compare my +5 again. Angelica is +5, but Michaela is +1. I know it's not going to be a fair comparison, but hopefully you guys gauge that accordingly. Take that into consideration. I do think that Michaela is a really, really strong character. Okay, so let's same concept. I will take out Dalvi. I'm gonna bring in Angelica. Actually, yeah, Dalvi doesn't need to be there anymore. So we're gonna put Angelica right here. Okay, and see if Angelica can do more or not, which I do think that this is going to be possible for Angelica to do more, because this is a +5, right? So I don't see why we aren't able to do more damage. Okay, and yeah, so Angelica straight up does way more damage, as you can see, right? So in terms of the damage, I would say the scaling is somewhat about right. Now, can Michaela outpower Angelica in this sense if we are only, right, just hitting 2 enemies, right? I know that the tile range is going to be a little bit different. So again, Michaela is 185, Angelica is 258. This is a +5, this is a +1. Alright, everything else kind of very similar-ish. I would say she's on par. If you +5 Michaela, I'm going to say she's definitely on par with Angelica, or even stronger that even, right? I can see like the potential. Like if I go up to like a +2 or +3, I can see the damage is, I think +3 is going to put it quite equal, because the percentage from the scaling, she gets 40% each plus increase. +2 is going to increase 40%, +3 is going to increase 40%, and so on, all the way until +5. So definitely I can see that particular potential there. Now, here is the truth, alright? So I think we can pretty much conclude that Michaela she's a pretty strong character, alright? If you're looking for a light type magic damage dealer, she's going to be one of the better characters out there. Now, is she a must puller? Right? I would say, like, of course, if you can get one copy, definitely get one copy. If you don't have Angelica, she is probably going to be the better character, hopefully, to be able to tackle the enemies right now, right? And if you're looking for somebody that hits in the straight line, sadly, she will not be used much in PvP, right? Because her cost is extremely high at 4. But I can see a lot of other potential in other scenarios. Is there going to be a different costume for her in the future? I hope there is, because like I think while she's kind of strong, the single line tile range is probably going to get outclassed by something like a 3x3 tile by a lot of characters, right? For me, those are the ones that are something that are worth looking into, right? Especially something like Dalvi's one, which I think a lot of people definitely use a lot. I use this particular, the Summer Vacation Dalvi a lot. The damage might not be the highest, but the tile range, if you are able to hit more enemies, you know, can scale way better, right? It's just way more consistent, easier for you to like fit more enemies in that space compared to Michaela's single line. But I can also see that if you're trying to push in Tower of Salvation, there's a lot of option right there. The only problem that I can see is I don't really understand the purpose of what is that? The purpose of her consuming her own HP right here, right? So she basically takes 80% of her current HP, but I don't think that's that big of a deal, especially like, yeah, with energy gun and stuff. It's something that we'll have to see, right? I do think that when you do Fiend boss, when you try to fight against Fiend boss or Fiend Hunter bosses, sometimes you need to get hit, right? And will you have enough HP by then? That means you're gonna need somebody that can heal you. You might need to pair her with something like someone that can give energy guard of some sort, right? Diana is going to be one of the better one. That's something like the pairing can be a little bit more strict, alright? So especially if you guys fought the recent Fin Hunter, you're definitely going to get hit. Once you reach level 8, level 9, that's going to be the tricky part because the boss starts doing a lot of damage. So defensive gears for her are also going to be quite important. So make sure you guys don't skim out on her gears overall. But I feel like she feels like a very complete character because of the cooldown time of 1 turn if you maximize everything. But yeah, that's my showcase of Michaela. If there's anything that you guys want me to compare with, but right now I compare with Angelica, and I feel like she's definitely on par with Angelica, and you know, somewhat on par with Dalby as well. If you push her up higher. But I'm quite surprised that this Dalby can actually do a lot, right? The Bright Moon version, which is also something that's surprising as well. So yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for this particular video. I would say get one copy if you can. Have a nice day. Goodbye.